All right, we're doing a reading right now on an anomaly that Naomi pointed out, and this is some weird shit in Antarctica. And I'll put the coordinates of this in the description of the video. But on the Google, on the satellite image or whatever, you can see this. It's like a metal cover to a hole in the mountains, and there is some kind of a station. It has a Polish name. It's the something ski station that is somewhat near this thing, but it definitely doesn't look like it's connected to anything else, right? It's kind of in the middle of the mountains. Anyway, what the fuck is this thing? Let's take a peek. Okay. I I when I thought about how this might go, um, I kind of saw the Four of Swords being one of the cards that might show up because of the thing being buried, right? So here there's something underground. The person buries themselves underground. So theoretically, that would be the chute, or how to get out of whatever the hell is down here under the mountain. And with the Knight of Wands, so there's two things that are happening here with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a soldier, and this is like a quick moving soldier. But also, you can see the soldier is kind of fused and has become a part of their vehicle. So, this is not only like soldier energy, but it's also vehicles. So, underground, fucking UFOs, pretty much straight up. Now, let's just see either side of this, like if we can get any context as far as this Four of Swords goes. Now, I guess what I'm kind of looking at is what led up to the burying or going underground in the first place. And we get the reverse Queen of Cups, and this is a lack of devotion, like a lack of care and attention. And as this moves forward, then we have the freaking tower. Okay. So I'm going to put one in between here because as it looks right now, the tower almost looks like the thing that they're in needs to break in order for them to get out, them being whatever the fuck is down there. But what is our connector here? All right. So now that I put down the Three of Pentacles, this might be like some other kind of event because we have the Three of Pentacles, so there's a bunch of energies working together. And when the energy comes out of the ground, maybe that's when it moves right into the tower. So it's not like the tower is necessary for what's down there to come out. I mean, as it's actually obvious looking at the thing, because it's like this metal cover and it's kind of open. There's a big fucking hole there, right? So um, we've got a bunch of energies working together, and it looks like that is probably what happens when they come out. And it's the tower. And straight up in the tower, this building is being blown up by a freaking UFO. That is a UFO blasting the tower with its ray. All right. I want to look more at this Queen of Cups because it was like some sort of lack of devotion that caused the need to go underground to begin with. So, what's that about? And we get the devil. All right. Now, here, the devil is dancing upon a ruined planet, right? So, there ain't nothing going on this planet. And it kind of happened because the devil was so possessive and obsessive, and then everything went to shit, right? Um, but out of the devil, what I'm really getting is the ruined planet energy. So this would be something like Mother Earth, we'll say. And it looks like they had to go underground because of some sort of, fucking Earth thing or climate thing or whatever. All right. Now, let's see if we can find out anything about these things. This looks fucking just very straight up. This looks like aliens and UFOs, right? Pretty much directly. Now, let's just see if we can find out anything more about what they're doing, how long have they been here, like whatever. Apparently, if they were here long enough to have to go underground, they've been here a long ass time. But I guess first, this card is going to show us how long they've been here. And we get a 3. Okay. So they're not the only ones. And I guess the 3 of Pentacles kind of showed that too. So there's like 3 groups of something. And as far as a timeline or anything, I'm really not getting anything too specific out of this. But I guess maybe because we're looking at the fish, and we're just in the water, the Great Flood. So that's like 12,000 years ago or something like that. But this is like a water planet, I mean, there's just a lot of water. I'm taking this as the Great Flood. But ultimately, what it's really showing is that they're not the only ones. There's like a group of them together. All right. Well, what the fuck are they doing here? What are they doing on Earth? Are they from Earth? Why are they here? And the reverse star. The reverse star would show that it probably wasn't even their choice. The star reversed is like when you ask for something and it shows up in the worst possible way. So it would be like a reverse blessing. I mean, you could say maybe like a curse, right? But the reverse star is saying that they probably did not actually want that to happen. I'm going to pull one more on this because also the star is literally, the star, which makes sense when we're talking about aliens. But the fact that it's reversed, I'm thinking that it might be more of a dimensional thing. And we get the Hanged Man. All right. So this is like the upside down or something. Now I'm starting to think that they are not only aliens, but they're like shadow aliens, right? Or there's something dimensional about where they're from. Maybe they came here from the shadow realm or whatever, But looking at these, I don't think that they have always been here. And I don't think they even fucking wanted to be here, right? I think they're stuck here, and it was an error of someone's doing that got them here to begin with. Okay. Now, what are they doing other than just being stuck? What the hell are they doing here? We've got the 7 of Swords and a 2 of Cups. Now, these are very, very different energies together. The 7 of Swords is pressure. This is pressure to do something that you might not be ready to do. And the 2 of Cups is an absolutely perfect harmonious moment. Now, if this person was going through 2 of Cups energy, then they wouldn't feel forced into doing this trick that is going to fucking backfire on them. But they weren't feeling 2 of Cups energy, which is how they got into this position. Okay, So this actually reminds me of a reading that I did on this whole alien thing. I only vaguely remember it, but the thing that I remember about it was almost like having to back up a boast. Like, I would go anywhere to protect you. Oh, really? You know? Well, guess what? You get to go to Earth. Like, what? No, hey, I meant anywhere around here. But that's what this feels like to me, is kind of being put on the spot, like having to back up a boast or something like that. And I think the Two of Cups here is like, what are they doing here? They're just waiting for this perfect moment. And that's probably what the Tower was showing there, and that Three of Pentacles earlier is some sort of collaboration when something gets destroyed, and that's kind of what they are waiting for. But okay, hold on. Now, without even the whatever the entities are or whatever is in there, just this place, like this location in Antarctica. What else can we know about this, or should we know about it? All right. So we've got a couple things coming out of the seven right away. Number one, it is a place of learning. And number two, is the blood coming out of the tree? I think there might be some sort of fucking experiments happening there, some sort of blood or DNA experiments or something like that. But the seven is learning by doing. The seven is the witch practicing witchcraft, right? So there's some of that energy that's in there as well, but it's a place of cultivation of skill and learning, like a school. And we also have the chariot. The chariot is the vehicle. Um, in this case, I'm pretty sure that's what it's talking about. If the other people that if they're working with humans, right? This might be a place of learning, about or from us, or kind of a back and forth kind of thing, probably taking our blood. And also, the chariot is the vehicle. So this might be one of the places where they're fucking learning to build these things. I mean, presumably, if these are aliens, they probably already know, but maybe they don't. Maybe they just got stranded here. It's like if you took 300 humans of Earth and stranded them somewhere, they're not building a computer, because your average person does not know how to do that. They're not building a car, they're not fixing a car, none of that shit. They'd pretty much be down to like, maybe one of them could even start a fire, and maybe fucking not, right? So, anyway, this looks like it's learning about the vehicle and about also just sort of directed movement. I mean, maybe they're just learning how to direct energy. Now, okay. So it kind of implied everyone working together, and there would be some sort of event or something that would happen in the tower. So let's just see about that, right? Is this happening now? Or what do we have? Is this 1,000 years in the future, or a million? Fascinating. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles is showing a hesitancy. So here's the door, and this is the doorway into the next world or whatever. Now in the four, this person doesn't want to go through that gateway because they're going to lose all of the shit that they have in this world. They don't want to walk through to the next world. So here is like this sort of demon thing that has the clock saying, like, look, you can't put this off forever. So this is something that could happen at any time. However, there is a hesitancy, right? It's like they're waiting. They don't necessarily want to come out of that place. And what is on the other side is this Queen of Wands. Now, this has shown up in a bunch of the world leader readings and like the World War III readings. And I have never really been able to figure out what it's talking about. It seems to be some world leader, some like really magnetic, like attractive sort of world leader. And I haven't been able to figure out what it is. I just pulled one more on trying to figure that out, and we get a Knight of Wands, which once again is the soldier. Boy, as far as the timeline goes, I mean, it looks like when the magnetic world leader shows up, the one that everyone is like, oh my God, this is really the person. This is our leader. Like, this is our savior, whatever. People would want to follow them. When that happens, it looks like that is what is on the other side of this door. So as far as a timeline goes, it would be when the Queen of Wands actually appears. So I'll put the coordinates of this thing in the description of the video. And if you have any other angles you want me to look at this from, then feel free to hit up the Patreon page. I'll do readings on whatever you want from the Patreon page. And that's how this was a Patreon request, this reading. So anyway, or if you have any other questions, feel free to hit me up through that. That is what we have for today, and peace. Is this the end of days? Will lava fill the bays? I'm gonna grab some tarot cards, let's see what they say. Who controls the press? Was Will Smith possessed? Let's shuffle up the cards and we'll see. And what about the freaking aliens? Whatever could they be? Let's ask the cards and see. Come on to my Patreon. It's only $5.